Welcome back to Newsday. Thank you so much for staying with us. Now, the peak of human life is usually taken to be the youthful years. Enjoyment of the benefits of the physical human person is considered to be dependent on one's ability or willingness to embrace a healthy lifestyle. Well, in this respect, today's society is more or less always trying to play catch-up. To what extent is the average young person in Nigeria ready to put the body through the rigors of physical exercise to achieve peak conditions? Well, Oshinubi Oluwafemi is a sport enthusiast and Adenuga Chris is an advocate for a healthy, drug-free community. They join us now to explore the benefits of physical exercise to the human body. It's great to have you. Welcome to the program. Good afternoon. Now, let me start with you. Let's talk about, I think we all know the general benefits of physical activity, right?
Yes.
But let's look at physical activity in the context of living a disciplined life. What are the lessons we can learn?
The lessons we can learn from when you indulge in physical activities such as sports, running, cycling, and others, it makes you fit, it makes you healthy, and it makes you strong. So that's the benefit of going into fitness.
All right, Oluwafemi, just a word from that fitness, and when it comes to youth involvement in fitness, how would you assess it in Nigeria, especially in terms of getting them engaged in something positive, rather than doing drugs and stuff like that?
Well, thank you very much, and I would like to say this, that numbers make sense in relative terms than in absolute terms. Why I say it, because if you look at the rate, what do you call it? These people, they said 14.4%. I'm talking about
NDLEA,
National Drug Enforcement
Agency.
They are 14.4% between the age of 16 to 64 years. Abuse drugs. So if you look at the rate of where this is going.
All right, Oluwafemi, I'm so sorry to have to cut you in, but we have to take a quick break. But we'll be right back after this. Stay with us. All right, we still have Oshinubi Oluwafemi and of course Adenuga Chris with us. They're advocate for healthy living with regards to sports. Oluwafemi, earlier on we were talking about in terms of youth engagement and reading out manners of vices like drugs and stuff like that, and you were giving some statistics, so go ahead.
Like I said numbers make sense in relative terms than in absolute terms. Like what NDLA just gave us at I think 20th of July of this month, updated that 40.4 millions of youth between the ages of 16 to I think 64 abuse drugs. The menace has been on for years. And then we sat together and said, okay, fine, if we can be able to curb this thing, how can we be able to do that, achieve that? And it's just through sport. Yes, we went to some sensitive part of Lagos, in which I'm not going to declare on there, to talk about this, the drug abuse, and they really appreciate the idea that with this, it can really work for them, and they really buy into the idea that with this sport and fitness of thing, they can be able to live an healthy and active lifestyle.
And, what are some of the programs you're engaged in? Let me come to you, Chris, because it's one thing for us to advocate for this, but we know that when it comes to our youthful population, there's so much more that goes into influencing people, especially to steer away from what might be a popular trend, even though it's a dangerous trend, to come and do something healthy, positive, and constructive. So what are some of the programs you guys have running?
So some of the programs we've been able to make so far, the program is not just about running alone. This program now, we tagged it Lagos to Ibadan Running Challenge, Run Against Drug Abuse. So the first step is the racing aspect. Then the second aspect is outreach. Yeah. Those towns and villages around the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, we are going to penetrate deep into them, and then we tell our youth the impact of drug misuse on health and community. And it's not just that alone. We are also partnering with some organizations that can teach youth on employability skills, and after that they link them to potential employer. So these are the programs we are trying to put in place concerning the Lagos to Ibadan Running Challenge. It's not just going on the road and running. No, it's an outreach and also linking them up with potential NGOs that can teach them employability skills for free and also link them with employers. So that's what we are trying to put in place.
Okay, Oluwafemi, coming from where Chris stopped regarding employability of a scheme like this, what are your thoughts there in the real terms that youth can actually gain something and have something to do based on what you're proposing here?
Okay, good. These employability skills that my colleague just said, in terms of skills acquisition, in terms of IT, IT is a broad base of, so, there are a lot of it. So skill acquisition, IT, and a lot that we have for them, in our package for the youth, in which we are sensitizing and also telling the Commissioner for Youth and Social Development for Lagos State that this is what we have in place, for the youth.
And is this the first in line, or you've been doing this before?
Yeah, this is the 1.0 of the Ibadan to Lagos Running Challenge. This is the 1.0. So I believe, with the support and partnership of relevant authorities, the 2.0 will yield a greater result.
250 kilometers, as it says on your t-shirt. What does this look like? Because, you watch marathons and that looks grueling enough in just a short number of hours. And I know we're talking about conditioning the body, disciplining the mind, but 250 kilometers sounds very ambitious. So how is it broken up, and how is it physically possible for a human being to run 250 kilometers?
Okay, let me start by saying the human body is built to adapt to whatever condition you expose it to. And this is not the first time we are doing a marathon. So we've been running marathons all over the country. Kano Marathon, Abuja Marathon, Lagos City Marathon, and top 30 indigenous finishers. We are there. Our team is there. So we just want to use this as an avenue to tell our youth they should not indulge in drugs. So the race plan, so we tend to cover 250 kilometers within 3 days or less, depending on how physically fit our body is. So under 3 days, I believe we should be able to finish it. Possibly 90 kilometers the first day, then the second maybe 70, then the third day we go all out. Whatever you teach your body to, it will adapt to it. And aside that, we were able to make a test run starting from I think K2 in Ojota, Lagos State, all the way to Shagamu car park. So we ran for I think 7 hours 20 minutes, non-stop. So with that, it shows we are good to go.
So Femi, what kind of response are you actually expecting regarding this?
That's very good. I just want to add to what he said. That's why they say, I want to confiscate this mental barrier that, the impossible is possible. Only those who dare. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. And that is the reason why we came here to come and spread the awareness of this running challenge, Ibadan to Lagos Running Challenge. Not only a challenge, but to race against substance abuse, to curb it away from the society, community at large. The 2.0 might not be to Ibadan, it might be to other states too, just to spread the news across, nooks and crannies of Nigeria.
Right.
Let me just add to what you just said. So we are working with NDLA on this, and Lagos State Government and Ibadan State Government as well. Okay. So we are partnering with them just to let this get across to as many youths as possible, so they can also join us in solidarity with that movement. So that's just what I want to add to what he has said.
Okay. And that's actually what I wanted to ask you. How has the feedback been? Are people, because I'm just the thought of it scares me, but like you said, the mind can be conditioned, right?
Yes.
Are there young people who are ready to have their minds panel beated in 3 days, 250 kilometers? Are the young people ready for this one?
They should be. So far, the feedback we've been getting, it's been awesome. Some people have been telling us, are you guys sure? Do you know how far Lagos to Ibadan to Lagos is? We said, we can do it. If we can, like what Nelson Mandela said. I think it is impossible. Something is impossible until it is being done. I don't know how I put that. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it.
Very good. I like that optimism.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
All right.
More of this.
Olufemi, Oshinubi, Chris, Adenuga, I would like to thank you for your thoughts on those issues, hopefully, and wish you all the best in your quest.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for coming.
I'd love to see what you guys look like after 200.
It'll be interesting to see that.
We are just exactly like this.
All right.
And it's fine.
Well done.